Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Good to see you guys again. In the last video, we made this big hole right here with a bunch of chests, and I actually found out in between episodes that a lot of chests apparently like overload your computer or something and it makes your frames dip. So that's cool. My frames are fine right now, so I'm not too worried about it, but just when it's loading in, apparently it makes the frames go crazy. So if you're, ever making a build with thousands of chests, maybe don't do that. As you can see, because of the railway here, we've been moving in the villagers. Pretty much we're just filling it with whatever I use regularly. So if I could just get over here, we can see mending, unbreaking, thorns protection, depth strider, feather falling, all that stuff. Basically, I tried to group the armor stuff over here, and the sword stuff here, and the bow stuff here. There's one guy right behind over there. I'll fill these last ones out with whatever miscellaneous enchantments I think are useful, but this should be the core like villagers I need for now. If you look over here, we're gonna fill this area with a different type of villager instead. I think we're gonna put either like, what do you call them, like the stone guys, where they give you like diorite and andesite and that stuff, because I'm always in need of diorite and andesite, as you can tell here. So it'd be nice to be able to trade for it instead of having to go mining for ones. So, but that's not a big deal. We're not gonna worry about that right now. I'll do that off camera because it's really just moving villagers, and that's the worst thing that this game ever has to offer. So instead, we're gonna be doing something fun. We're gonna be doing some more building. So I was thinking, what is missing in this base so far? So right now we obviously got the ominous eye, and we got the storage system with villagers. What else is useful in a mega base? Then I thought, an enchanting room. Enchanting uses books, and books are in a library. So we're gonna be making a library. But not just a regular library, a really cool one, like we've done with this. I'm planning on putting the library right over here. It'll be, branch off the main path. It'll be another circle like this, except a lot smaller. And I don't know. I'm thinking about just making a nice little cozy library over here. Well, maybe not cozy, like, like evil government library, but you get the picture. So let's just get started with that. First thing I gotta do is make the path over there. Alright, that didn't take too long. Unfortunately, I'm pretty used to laying this path when I did the entire ring, plus this leading area here. I don't think it looks too bad. I think it looks actually pretty good. Here's what it looks like with the lights off. Of course, these lights are gonna interfere a little bit, but you can see it keeps the nice low glow, and it makes it look pretty nice in my opinion. Oh, it looks like I missed a spot here. Well, whatever. In the meantime, I guess I'm gonna start laying out the circle. I'm thinking 25 blocks along seems pretty good. I did a little bit of testing to make sure it won't look too weird from high up. And I think the 25 blocks looks pretty good. So I'm gonna start digging that hole now. Well, hi guys. Nice to talk to you again. As I'm digging yet another hole, I guess I'm just gonna commentate over it for a little bit. I don't really know what to talk about otherwise. Oh, thank you to all the people that reached out to me, all my subscribers from all those years ago. Shout out to Rapidary, shout out to Cap King. I don't remember if anyone else hit me up, but you guys are the OGs. I still remember you. Don't worry, I remember every single one of you. Don't be afraid to hit me up in Discord or something if you got me added still. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to shout you guys out. Looks like there's not enough time to really talk about what I'm doing in game, so alright, so that's the hole finished. I didn't put a floor in entirely because basically what I plan to do is, instead of making the staircases straight like we did over here, just straight down, I want to make it kind of round and kind of hug the wall. Sort of like what you'd see at like a grand palace. So the stairs are going to descend this way and come around, and descend this way and come around. And I think that'll look pretty cool in a library setting. I did stick with the floor design that we've been using before. I just think it looks really nice, and it just keeps like a consistent theme throughout the entire base. And then of course, as usual, underneath the carpets we have lanterns to keep the area lighting just enough so mobs don't spawn. If we look at this without night vision, It's still pretty dark, so I think I'm gonna add some lanterns to the wall as you're coming down as well. But I think this is a pretty good start. So I'm gonna make the staircases now, and we'll see how that looks. All right, staircases are done. I think it looks good. So when you come down, like as I was saying, you kind of go down, you can pick a direction, and it circles around. I think the lanterns make it illuminated enough so it's not too dark, and I just think it looks pretty cool. And as we descend, the entire library will kind of be here. So what I'm picturing is that we have like bookshelves on this side, bookshelves on here. They're kind of like hugging the staircases. And then in the center, I want to have a little workbench here. Well, I guess like a reading bench, whatever. You could read, take notes, dictation, whatever, for, you know, I guess the government or whatever you want to call it. And then on this side, I think I'm going to have two books. One here about the history of my country, which, you know, if you guys are interested in, I could tell you about, but that's not really important for the build. And then the history of one of the characters in my story, like the leader of this country. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. And I have a banner design as well. I made a few, like I was like browsing the, whatever you call it, the Minecraft planet, whatever it's, Planet Minecraft. And I came across a cool design. I customized it a little bit so it fits more with my theme. And I'm going to test that out. So hopefully you guys like that as well. But in the meantime, let's get to building the library. Boom. You know, I just realized I don't think I've ever made chiseled bookshelves before. The regular bookshelf design is way too like bright, so I was planning to use the chiseled one. Oh, it's just oak or just planks, I guess, and slabs. All right, that isn't too bad. What do I have a lot of? I would just take some dark oak, I guess. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that should be enough. That's good. Yeah, so I'm planning on using these because they're not quite as bright as the other design. If you get a regular bookshelf, let's see if I have one around here. Doesn't look like it. But if you have a regular bookshelf, it looks kind of bright and out of place. With this one, it looks much more subdued. Like the color tones are much more manageable, especially in such a dark environment. So let's see. I got, yep, leather. Let's make some books. Boom. And you could place the books in however you want. And I think these colors look a lot nicer than the brightness of a regular bookshelf, which I could also make, I think. Don't you need books? Should probably get more wood. Yeah, here we go. So you can see the difference. It's really bright. I don't think it looks quite as good as this one in that kind of dim setting. So we're going to be going with this design, not this one. I'll just place the books in randomly. So hopefully it looks pretty good. All right, and we are done. The library is officially complete. I'll take you guys on the short tour now, I guess. So like I said, I put the lecterns here with the history and the person. You won't know these names, but who cares? Look at the banner. I think it's a pretty cool design. No, it's you know, an eyeball. It reminds me of that one up there. So I think it's pretty good. You could see I lined the walls with the chiseled bookshelves. I just kind of randomly stuffed books in there. I think it looks a lot nicer than the regular bookshelf. That one's just too bright. Here's the little desk. Like I said, we got a little lamp overhead so you could see and you could work on whatever you want to work on. And we got a nice big table for meetings, or if, you know, you have a group, like, I guess research project. I don't know why I'm talking about this like it's school. A government research project, I don't know. But either way, I think it's appropriate. I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, and I guess that's pretty much everything here. So yeah, bye.